Okay, today we are playing a game on Numbani. We are playing Soldier 76 the entire way through, and the average SR of this game was not known exactly, but it was estimated to be around 4,150. So, you know, we're a little bit above my pay grade right now, but we'll do our best all the same. Before we start today, I would like to let everyone know that I made a Discord server. It's something a few people have asked about, and it's something I'd considered previously before as well. So I'll link it in the description of the video. Come hang out. We can talk about Overwatch, or not Overwatch, if that's your thing as well. It'd be a little bit weird, I'd wonder why you were here, but by all means, you know. So, check that out, join if you're interested, we'll have a lovely chat about something or other. So, we are going to start the game shortly. We are starting the game a minute in, so we're not going to worry about our current team comp too much, because we're already joining the game in media res. So, it's all a little bit fucked up. Also, just so you know, no sound in this video because it was recorded through Shadowplay. It was a little bit awkward. You might also notice that the timer is really short. No, the game wasn't actually 2 minutes long. It's just, we're going to have to do a couple of video switches because it was uploaded in parts. So it's a little bit weird today. It's also a Grandmaster game, so, you know, that's one full tier above where I am. So we'll all have a great time. We'll hang out and maybe we'll all learn something. We're not going to learn anything, but that's okay. Also, the moral of the story is going to be, no, it never gets any better. Never gets any better, no matter how hard you climb. So as we can see, we're already losing control of the checkpoint. We're coming back currently dead from being dead. We're not currently dead. Now we're currently dead. Now we're not dead again. Oh, look at that. Wonderful. This appears to be pre-nerf as well, because Mercy just instantly rezzed us. I didn't even know. So, our whole team just got wiped over there. Yeah, we're kind of fucked right now. Oh, look, the video's quality just suddenly got better. How about that? So now we're backing way the fuck up. Oh no, Genji's at our spawn. Alright, now, suddenly we're alive again because we just cut out that part right there. I know, the first video is a little bit difficult to follow, but don't worry. It evens out after this point. Okay, there goes the cat. The cat wanted to be here, but no, he doesn't want to be here anymore. Don't know why he does it. Imagine it from the cat's perspective, though, right? Every night he must think to himself, why does the human put this weird yellow fur on his head and talk to himself for like 2 hours straight? It just doesn't make any sense. Then he goes and sits on his box and sulks. Yeah, that's right, it's you, you're sulking. Anyway, so we're going to resume the game now. So we're currently using TAC Visor, and McCree just used Deadeye. Oh god, Genji's over here killing us right now. Genji was shooting us in the back, not long after we started doing that. I would consider Genji to be a bigger risk, especially since the Genji probably actually knows how to kill you in this SR, so I would have been more concerned with him than the people below. Then we jump off the high ground as well, which is definitely not a recommended course of action. We've also kind of been fighting, like, it looked like it could have gone okay, it ended up not going okay, so we lost that checkpoint. Most of this game is going to be on defense, attack by the way, not on defense, the exact opposite of what I was about to say. So, coming back out now, things are not exactly still looking great. We just used a bunch of ultimates and didn't actually hold on to the checkpoint, which is basically the worst situation you can possibly find yourself in. Here comes Winston again. Oh no, we're gonna back way the fuck up because we don't want to get killed. Oh no, here comes Nanoblade, so we're gonna get killed. So as we can see, the moral of the story for round 1 is get fucked, basically. We're gonna change to May to try and stall it out. We are not gonna get back there in time. No, sir. What I will point out, the channel name of the gentleman we're viewing is May Main. Wasn't playing May from the beginning. I think I've identified the issue. So we're attacking now. I hope you were ready. We're not going for any kind of setup period. So, we're already almost a minute into this one. We're currently sneaking our way up here. I'm guessing we already lost one push, or, we decide to break off and do our own thing. And not really recommended, especially when there's a Winston and a Genji on the enemy team. I guess we might not, well, no, we're a minute in. We gotta know there's a Genji, if there's a Genji or a Winston still over there as well. So Winston jumps right on our face, but it's alright, we're going on a merry chase with him. Where is our biotic field? Why did we put that one down? We put it down way early, and then we immediately leave it behind. So, you know, biotic field's got a really long cooldown, and I'm not a big fan of putting Biotic Field down before taking damage. I mean, if you think you're likely to get into a fight with someone in the near future, fair enough. We put it down way early, Then we start getting dove by the dive heroes Jesus Christ. The dive heroes that we know they have, and then we have to, like, immediately give up the biotic field, whereas if we have it right now, we kill Winston, as opposed to dying to Winston. So, inefficient use of cooldown leads to death later, as opposed to killing their main tank, which is suboptimal, I would say. I'm keeping an eye on it. We're about to perform the first video switch. We are on a professional organizer. Oh, look at that. One of my own videos is in the recommended. Oh, I'm not narcissistic at all. Something I did notice, interesting, won't be interesting to you probably, but it does remind me that Google is always watching, is that I noticed earlier when I was watching this, it started recommending Dungeons & Dragons videos to me at the end of the first video. And I was like, that's interesting, because I have two YouTube accounts, because I had one I made like 11 billion years ago, to, you know, subscribe to people on YouTube, and then I was like, alright, I'm going to upload videos, so I'll make my own account for that one. On this account, I've never watched a single video related to Dungeons & Dragons in my entire life. Not even like Critical Role or anything like that. However, on the other account, I have. So it just shows you that YouTube is more interested in your browser history than it is in your account history. Just a reminder that Google's always watching. And that's why when I'm done recording, I turn my camera to face the wall. So, and I'm not paranoid, you're paranoid. Fuck off, what are you talking about? Alright, so we're playing the game still. Oh my goodness, let's go. So we've almost got Tac Visor built up. Now, here's Winston. We don't like Winston. Winston's been causing us a problem this entire time. Realistically, we should probably change to something that counters Winston a little bit better than Soldier does, because our other DPS hero is, Genji. And Winston is good against both Genji and Soldier, so probably better off changing to a hero that's a little bit better against Winston at this point. Having said that, though, Reaper's not exactly very good at the first checkpoint on Numbani either, so... But Winston is causing us some amount of grief. Junkrat's Pizza just flew over the top of our head, but it's alright, he's dead now. And he didn't detonate it on us. I'm not a big fan of using Tac Visor in here, because... It's very unlikely to get very much done, because it's easy to die from that position, because we're in a very confined location. We have a very narrow field of view, and they're currently engaging on us as we speak. So, like, we're gonna have to leave the room to realistically kill anybody with Tac Visor, but we're gonna have to go up the narrow staircase to try and kill them. So we're probably just gonna take a bunch of damage going out there, and then they'll kill us as soon as we come out of the staircase at the top. So, I'm not a fan of using Tac Visor right there, because it looks unlikely to do very much, except maybe get us killed for using it. We didn't get killed for using it, but we didn't really get a lot accomplished either at the same time. Oh look, the video quality suddenly got better again. How about that? Good job, YouTube. You catch up a solid minute into the video. So, oh god, you're going to be able to hear all my horrible keyboard noises because I wasn't able to move the keyboard ahead of time because the cat was being a cat. So, it's alright. Now you won't hear all the keyboard unless I do this. Then you will hear it. So, now... We're currently over here having a bit of a scuffle. We got driven away from being back over there. Now, we didn't get driven away. We're chasing after Genji. Fair enough. Also, maybe McCree better than Genji. Maybe McCree better than Soldier, because McCree, on the weapon triangle, flashbang revolver beats katana shuriken. So, maybe McCree would be better, because Genji has also been causing us some grief this entire time as well. Granted, do I know if you play Genji? No. I can infer you probably play Mei, but I don't think Mei is very good in this situation, so we'll write that one off for now. So we've only got a minute left. There's not been a lot of teamwork on this game so far, has there? From either side, really. Everybody's just kind of off doing their own thing, really. And this is just how it is, really. It just never really gets any better, no matter how high you climb. So we're being dove by Genji currently. It's alright, we're just gonna run away. He wasn't chasing us, and we used Helix Rocket way early in anticipation of him following us. I mean, I wouldn't have been surprised if he followed you, but at the same time, he shouldn't. So, any play that, like, revolves around the enemy team playing poorly is itself a bad play, so probably a bad idea to use the Helix Rocket right there, because then it just goes on cooldown, and as we know, there's actually a fight happening out here, so not having wasting the Helix Rocket in anticipation of Genji doing that could have affected the fight out here. Didn't, but it could have. So fight's not going well over there. They're kind of all dead right now, so yeah, we're just gonna do some waiting. We're gonna actually do some skulking forward right now. You know, their team's pretty dive-heavy. I wouldn't recommend going this far up by yourself, because there's a great risk of getting killed here and picked off, and it would be at, like, the worst possible time, because they'd be getting back right as you died. And we don't have time to fuck around right now, so we did indeed almost get picked off, because the Winston saw us, and he was like, not on my fucking Overwatch. But it's alright, we got away. You don't get punished, don't have to learn. So, fight breaking out. Half their team currently dead, before we even arrive, really. Fantastic, we get to win the fight, I guess. Woo! Zenyatta wastes Transcendence. Who cares? We got the checkpoint. Hooray! Even though we didn't really deserve to get it. We didn't even really take part in the fight, because by the time we arrived at the point, like, half their team was already dead. Hooray! We didn't have to do any hard work. Which is the ideal, anyway, honestly. Sometimes at the end of the game, someone goes, "Ha, I carried you, bitch," and I'm like, good. That means I didn't have to do any work to win the game, and I still got 3 SR for it. Thanks for the free SR, loser. And then I leave the game. Feels good, man. So we got fucked right there. We did use Tac Visor. It's really hard not hearing the game, but, like, this is what you hear. Oh, never mind. Look, oh, good heavens, look at all these Dungeons and Dragons things that have never been watched on this account. And yet they are making up 90% of my recommended videos. Yes, that's strange. So, this is what the game sounds like, by the way. That's where we have the sound off. It makes it really hard to, like, know what's going on. I say that despite not listening to the game when I'm actually playing the game, because I like to listen to music. And as I've said before, what's the point of having music on if it's not going to cause you hearing problems later in life? Anyway, so we're still fighting right now. Genji's, like, there's a fight happening outside the spawn right now, and, if you're playing a long-range hero, coming out this gate, when there's a fight happening right outside of it, isn't really the greatest idea, because you don't really want to be fighting people point blank. That's when the other door in that spawn is usually better. Because then you can come up on the side and, like, not be right in front of the enemy team, the fight that's happening outside the gate. Little appreciated spawn that you can cut, the little appreciated fact of this spawn, because, you know, fucking YouTube. People, like, sometimes, you know, you get camped outside this door for fucking ever. You can come out a door that brings you up the street. And yet people always, seen it so many times, people like to just funnel out this doorway of death when there's just, like, obnoxious things out here killing you as soon as you come out of the gate. There's, more than one exit on spawns for a reason. Anyway, Winston's currently here right now. He's kind of overextending, but Mercy is using Valkyrie, so he doesn't really have to worry about it very much. He's also playing Winston, so he gets to leave not that long after. And we don't really have anything that can kill Winston very quickly. This is again proving to be a bit of an issue for our team. Here comes Genji. He's using Dragon Blade. That's very scary, and there's not much we can do about it except run and hope he doesn't kill us. He did indeed kill us. We are alive now because this is pre-nerf Mercy, and we are alive again. Wonderful. So now we get to resume fighting immediately outside of our spawn. Realistically, I'm pretty sure the best thing we could have probably done was change to, McCree or Reaper, really. It's like now this checkpoint is not as good, is not as bad for Reaper, either, compared to the first checkpoint. And, like, this Winston has been causing us grief this entire time, and there's just not really anything we can do about it as Soldier. Similarly, their Genji has been causing us grief as well, and there's not really very much we can do about that as Soldier. We've now been pushed off the edge, and there's not a lot we can do about that because we're playing Soldier, so the best we can do is sprint while we're in the air, as little sense as that make, and hope the little bit of forward momentum gets you back on the edge. It did not, so we get fucked. Now we're coming out this gate on the side. Hooray. The fight's not happening outside the spawn right now because it's kind of still happening over there. People are currently in the process of being staggered. We've put down Biotic Field way early while nothing's actually happening, so that's not a very efficient use of a 15-second cooldown. That cooldown is longer than some ultimates' durations. Think about that. Fucking Molten Core, which is an eternity, lasts 12 seconds. Valkyrie is 15 seconds. That's the exact duration on the cooldown on Biotic Field. That's pretty weird to think about. Anyway. So we're going to use Tac Visor right now. Their team doesn't really have anything that can block us super consistently, so we do kind of just get to use it whenever. Now, unfortunately, there's a lot of corners on this map as well, so they kind of just all shuffle out of the way before we can get very much done with it, because we use it very early, and they have a lot of warning that we're coming because we use it so early. So they can all just kind of shuffle out of the way before we get into position. Not typically a recommended course of action, but given the way the fight's been going, it might have been a better idea to go through the clothes shop on the left to try and come up beside them to use tack visor, because that's not an exact... yeah, Soldier's not great at flanking, but that's not exactly a super long path to go down to try and get in position. And from that position, it would be a lot harder for people to actually get out of the way of you when you're using tack visor. And plus, also, it's not even that dangerous to approach that way, because you can see what's happening through the doorways at the bottom. People are not usually paying attention to them, so if it looks too risky, you can always turn around, and sprint back as Soldier. Because using the tack visor in the street looks like it's going to be hard to get very much work done with it, so trying to flank through the clothes shop might have actually been a better idea overall. But yeah, we lost the game and it feels bad, man. Not a lot of teamwork going on. It's difficult to see a way to win the game as Soldier from that position, especially considering, you know, we're in Grandmaster, everyone probably knows how to play their heroes well. So, we would hope anyway, they're probably at least not as bad as most people. So people are probably going to play their heroes correctly. I see it as being very difficult to win that game as Soldier, because I don't see that many options. So, the best play would have probably been to switch heroes to something else, honestly. McCree, Reaper, maybe a tank, you know, Roadhog, because he's good against Reaper, and Winston, blah, 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 blah. You know, I don't see it happening as Soldier, basically. Yeah, there's stuff we could have perhaps done better as Soldier, but I don't really see it happening as Soldier himself in that game. In general, though, there wasn't a lot of teamwork really going on, so I feel like that was probably the major contributing factor. The one instance of teamwork was basically when we captured the first checkpoint. At least we assume so, anyway, because we kind of arrived and we were like, yay, we won, I'm here. So teamwork presumably happened on that one somewhere down the road, but not really a lot of teamwork happening in this game, so that's probably the major contributing factor. I don't see it happening as Soldier, though, either, given the way the game went. So, yeah, feels bad, man. So thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, I'm more than happy to answer, and I hope you found the video helpful, or a grim reminder that it never gets better. Cheerful.